I was having a discussion on e-rigs the other day, and it made me realize something horrifying. If you're not sure what an e-rig is, it's an electronic rig or an electronic concentrate device. It basically uses battery power to heat up, and you don't need a torch or you don't need fire or any kind of flame like that. The idea behind them provides you with like a safer, more convenient option than learning how to operate a blowtorch. And honestly, after years of experience using them and many of discussions with people, I've learned that the horrible truth about them is that most people's exposure to them, most of the times that they've used one, most people's access to them is they used a terrible one. Most of the time when I get asked about an electronic concentrate device or I hear somebody reference one, they mention something where I'm like, oh no, you're not using that, right? You're not using the Scorchmaster 9000, right? You're not using the Incinerator Pro, are you? You're not using the Ultra Glowitron, are you? And it's kind of unfortunate. There's so many companies out there making their device fundamentally incorrect. And it sucks to know. It sucks to know as somebody who wants better devices out there, who wants to try a lot of devices. It sucks to know that like 95% of them aren't even worth testing. And honestly, if you go into most shops, most pipe stores, glass stores, the e-rigs they have, the electronic devices they have, they might have like a nice Peak Pro option there, but most of the ones in there is like, what is this, bro? What is this piece of crap? There's so many $200-$300 options where it has like a red hot coil in there. I've used a lot of devices. I got a ton of them. I have a tier list on them if you want to see. I might need to do an updated tier list and try out some more. But there's so many like absolutely terrible ones. And what's crazy is when it's somebody's only device, it puts me in a position where I have to say, you know what, the thing that you have is not the best one. I mean, it does a thing, but it doesn't do it well. And a lot of people tell me, hey, bro, I heard you talk bad about this device, bro, like the Dragon Egg or something like that. Like, hey, bro, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. This gets me high. And it's like, well, obviously it gets you high, right? Obviously, that's why they sell it. Like, you can get full eating cow patties, but that doesn't mean that you should. But it doesn't do it in the best way. It doesn't do it in the most efficient way. And it's like, bro, you're not really taking that high quality concentrate and delivering it to yourself in a high quality way. There's people out there that'll drop like $100 on some nice rosin and then they go and put it in a $70 rig. But people that exclusively buy rosin carts blow my mind. Like, bro, we're getting rosin, right? We're getting some good stuff, but we're doing it in a cart every time. It's the same as using like a bad e-rig. There's some brands out there, you'll find them in every shop, and I don't think they make a single decent product. There might be one that works out pretty well, but you look up something like Luca or Yokan, they have 100 different types of devices and they all hit like super hot, super quick. You're not getting like a good dab with it like you are with a nicer high-end device. Like I said on my tier list, there's really only a few devices that I'll recommend. And it sucks to know that the best one is so expensive. The Peak Pro is definitely the best device. It has the most capabilities, but it's just so expensive and it's not reasonable for somebody to want to test out dabbing and get that as their first option. So I just feel bad for anybody that's like, well, I want to see what this dabbing thing is all about. I want to try out some concentrates. And they go into any old glass store and pick out whatever they have on the shelf. I was in a store the other day and I think I was trying to count. They had over a dozen different e-rig options. One good one. A dozen options and like 11 of them were like, bruh, don't even waste your money on this. Don't even try. And they all have like a similar price point. Most of them are like in that $200-$300 range. There's a lot of garbage out there. And it's wild because I see a lot of new devices pop up all the time. There's some stuff that just comes out of nowhere, it seems like. And then I start looking at the specs on it. I start looking at the atomizer and it's like, bro, there's a little metal coil in there with a quartz dish over it. That's not going to be good. Or there's still companies dropping e-rigs that don't have a wipeable atomizer. Like, nah, bro, it's self-cleaning. And another horrifying truth is I get asked about them a lot. People want me to test out devices. They want me to review them. It's like, it's a financial L for me to test out all these devices. I've spent thousands of dollars on stuff that just sucks. I don't make anything if I'm like, hey, bro, let me drop a couple $100 on this turd. I test it out and I'm like, yeah, bro, this thing sucks. Don't get it. So I've really been hoping for some more of these companies to come out with better options, but like they just keep releasing like a polished version of their last e-rig. There's so many e-rigs out there where it's the same one, but it has 10 different brands on it, or they got like, let's redrop this with limited edition colors. It's like, bro, it still sucks. Like the Dr. Dabber Boost Evo, there's got to be like 100 versions of it. It sucks. Make a better rig. So I genuinely thought by now I'd have more options, another brand to consider, another device. There's still stuff out there I haven't tested yet, but There's so many devices. It's hard to test them all. So look, if you make electronic rigs, send them to me. I'll give you feedback. I'm probably not going to buy it, especially if it's expensive and I think it sucks. I'm probably not going to buy it. Send it to me. I'll give you some feedback on it. Either way, this is my little rant for today. Have a lit day and come get high with me on Twitch. I go live at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're getting lit. Where are you at?